Hey guys, welcome to another makeup stash video in my makeup stash series. Today's video is a serious hoarder. I'm a serious primer hoarder. We are talking about face primers, and recently for some crazy reason, face primers have taken over my life and I want to try every single face primer out there. It's insane. I've become obsessed, and honestly I don't even think you need face primer. I think that you can put on a moisturizer and that will cling onto your makeup and that will serve as a primer and you're good to go. But I do recommend you putting on a base. Like put on something, put on moisturizer, put on something. I mean, you don't have to, but your makeup does cling onto those things better and they sit better on the skin when you have something underneath, whether that be a primer or even a moisturizer. And I have been primer obsessed. Take this video with a grain of salt. I know this is ridiculous. When you guys see how many primers I have, it's ridiculous. I think you're good with just one primer. If you have a problem with your makeup lasting all day, I also do recommend a primer because some are made to make your makeup last. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and unfortunately I don't have a lot of drugstore primers. I haven't found amazing primers at the drugstore. I think that the drugstore exceeds foundations and other face products, but I feel like they kind of lack a little bit in the primer category. So I'm so sorry that 90% of these are high-end. I really am sorry. Really quickly though, before I get started, I do want to say that I have all of the Makeup Forever Step 1 equalizers. I have all of them, but I have them displayed in my cat chats corner. Just know that they're really amazing at priming your face, making your makeup last a long time. My favorite one is the hydrating one, the redness reducing one, because it literally reduces your redness, and the smoothing one. Those three I recommend. I could do without the rest of them, but they are really good. Okay, so these are the Laura Mercier foundation primers. These are one of my favorite primers, hands down. I find that the Laura Mercier ones really make my makeup last longer and just make my skin look nice. These don't fill in your pores. These aren't silicone based. This one is actually the Radiance Bronze, and this one is the Radiance. I like this one in the summertime. It has a bronze color to it. And this Radiance one is probably my favorite one out of all of them. That gives me like a radiant glow. I have a lot of glowy primers. This one is probably my favorite one. It has like a champagne color and just makes my skin feel so nice. It doesn't break me out, and I stabbed myself. It really does prolong the wear of my makeup. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX. It is their replenishing face primer. This has coconut water, electrolytes, probiotics. It's silicone free. You're gonna notice in this video that I do not like those kind of really silicone based primers. The only one I truly love, well, I love one from the drugstore, but the only one I truly love is the Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer and Smoothing. That's the only one. Anyway, I love this one because it feels like a moisturizer. It honestly feels like I'm putting on moisturizer. It makes my skin feel really soft, and it smells like coconuts. It's fantastic. I love this primer. This is the pore minimizing primer I was talking about that I actually like. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I find that it does erase my pores, but I like this one because it doesn't dry out my skin. Some pore minimizers make my skin feel really like textury and tacky. This one doesn't do that. It has a nice slip to it, so foundations go on really nicely on top. It makes your skin like all slippy, which may turn people off, but I really like it because makeup lies nicely on top of it. This is the Hourglass number 28 primer serum. I refuse to buy the full size because it's ridiculous how expensive it is. This is my dream when my skin is doing really bad. I have days where my skin is so dry. When my face is extra dry, putting this on my face is like my skin drinking a glass of water. It is an oily primer, so you want to stay far away from this if you have normal to oily skin. A little goes a very long way. Like I said, it's like serum-y, so you have to be careful, but it makes my skin plump and so hydrated. This is the Bare Minerals Primetime BB Primer Cream. I have mine in light. I love this. I don't use it that much on camera, but I think that this blurs my pores. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like this blurs my pores, makes my makeup last all day, and it gives color to my face because it is the BB BB Primer. This is also great because it has an SPF of 30, and not a lot of primers have SPF if you think about it. So you could even wear this completely on its own. This is the Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. Honestly, I bought this because it said it had coconut in it. It was a coconut face primer, and I regret buying this, to be completely honest with you, because this is so much better and cheaper. So I mean, not that this is bad, I'm still gonna use it because I lost my receipt. I'm still gonna use it. I'm gonna use it up, I'm gonna put it on my face. But I mean, it's hydrating, it's moisturizing. It hydrates my face, but I wasn't wowed at all. I feel like the Too Faced one is better. This is the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. I love this primer. It's oil free. I find that my makeup lasts a really long time when I use this, and it gives me like a very smooth canvas. This comes out white, and then when you blend it in, the white, it doesn't have a white cast. It goes away. But it feels like a moisturizer, but like a very like smoothing, I don't know how to explain it. It's amazing, and it's a drugstore primer. This is probably the best drugstore primer I have come across. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. It makes my makeup last. And that is actually a dupe for this guy right here. So I so regret buying this because this is a dupe and so much cheaper. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. This is oil free. It pretty much does the exact same thing as the NYX one, only this one makes my makeup last a little bit longer than the NYX one does, if I'm gonna be honest. But if you have always wanted to try this, try the NYX one first so you can save some money, and if you like the NYX one, go from there. It's great, but it's so pricey. I have two from Jouer that I really, really love. I have the Anti-Aging Moisture Primer. It has hyaluronic antioxidant treatment with peptides, hypoallergenic, paraben-free, silicone-free. This is great for my sensitive skin. It doesn't irritate my skin, and it moisturizes my face in a really nice way. So it makes my face feel really nicely hydrated. I love this. It's fragrance-free as well, which I appreciate. I love that primer. And I also really like this one. I've only used it twice, but this is the Anti-Blemish Matte Primer. It has salicylic acid acne treatment in it. And it says it's non-drying, non-irritation, and a pore refiner, oil-free, hypoallergenic, paraben-free, silicone-free. I usually stay away from primers that claim to be matte since my skin is dry, but this one doesn't dry out my skin. Sometimes I have a foundation that's a little bit too luminous, if that's even possible. Or sometimes I have a foundation that doesn't last as long and gets oily really fast. So I will use this underneath because it doesn't dry out my skin and it does keep me matte for the most part. I really, really love it. This is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. I have purchased like a million of these. I love this for really intense icy glow. Like, it's white. It's a very, very white primer and it looks pearly, but it just, I love how it makes my skin look. It's like my face looks wet, so any foundation I put on top looks nice and dewy. I love it. I don't find that it prolongs my makeup, but it makes me nice and dewy, and I like that. Which this is also kind of a dupe for this, only I like this one because I find that this one almost makes my skin better, if that's even possible. This is the MAC Strobe Cream. It's pretty much the same thing. It's a pearly white kind of consistency, but this one hydrates my skin a little bit better. This one is a little bit oilier. This one's more like a cream. I don't know. I'm not making any sense, but I really love the MAC Strobe Cream for different reasons that I like the Lumi, even though they're so very similar. And then let's talk about another product that I don't know why I bought. This is the Chanel Le Blanc de Chanel, a Chanel primer. Base Universal. This is a great primer, I'm not gonna lie. It makes my skin look so hydrated. My foundation looks beautiful on top of it. It was worth how much I spent on it? Probably not, even though I do love it. I might not even recommend it because it's such a splurge. I bought this when I hit 500,000 subscribers and I was like, oh my god, I hit 500,000 subscribers. Let me go crazy and buy something I've always wanted to buy, and I bought this. But I use this off camera because I even feel guilty using it on camera. But it's good, but it's so pricey. So I have two more primers to share with you. This one I love so much. I hold it so close to my heart. I love it. This is the Cover FX Calming Primer. I use this primer all the time when I break out, when my face is really irritated. If I have a lot of texture problems or my face flares up or something, I always use this. And it's a calming primer. I love Cover FX. They're a great brand. They have a lot of good ingredients in their products, and I just find that this one does really calm my skin. And then the last primer I have to share with you guys is a new one to me, but I am in love. I was head over heels the first time I used it. It is the Becca Black Light Priming Filter. And I knew that this was gonna give me a glow because Becca knows how to do a glow better than anybody else. But this prolongs my makeup. My makeup stays on longer. So it's a prolonging primer and a super dewy luminous primer. Let me show you really quickly on the back of my hand. Can you see that? I have it right here. Like, your face beams in the light. It is a beautiful primer. I'm so happy I bought it. And I actually like the way it smells. It smells like a cream, like a moisturizer. I don't know. I really, really love it. It's so glowy. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, so that completes this makeup stash video. Those were all my primers. I know, I'm excessive. I have one face. It's ridiculous. I need to go through those and get rid of some, to be honest with you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.